I've been a fundraiser practically my entire life, starting from when I was 6 and I would canvass a neighborhood selling Girl Scout cookies, which incidentally I think is the only form of door-to-door fundraising where people complain only if you skip their house. But it's only been for the last year that I've worked as a professional fundraiser. And in that short time, I've found that I've discovered an interesting truth about this industry. For a group of people who've committed your lives to making the world a better place, fundraisers are a remarkably cynical group of people. And I know this because every time I meet one of you, and I have to tell you that my title is the head of innovation, the response I get is almost always, does that really exist? Isn't everything copying someone else or nicking someone else's ideas? We've heard a number of times today. So when I agreed to speak here today, I set myself a challenge to come up with something that's not only innovative, but that actually you might find truly revolutionary. On a par with the Industrial Revolution itself, in terms of the transformative impact it's had on the way all of us do business. Quite a challenge indeed. The reason I think that this innovation counts as revolutionary, it's not a charity-specific appeal, it's not a campaign, it's actually an invention. And unlike most inventions where the most significant monetary benefit accrues to the person who thought of the idea, this is an invention where the benefits accrue to the sector as a whole. In fact, since this invention debuted 13 years ago, over 13,000 charities have benefited from it, raising a collective £1.6 billion and counting. Its founders were truly visionary in that they saw an opportunity that had no precedent. Their mission, to connect the world's causes with people who care about them, is quite simple. And their chosen medium was the internet, which back when this invention debuted in 2001, it would take a very brave investor indeed to have made a bet that this untested medium would have the impact that it could have. The example that I've chosen, if you haven't figured it out already, is Just Giving. And I really think that it's an example of innovation for the reasons I've mentioned earlier. But I can already hear the cynics in the room starting to go, well, individuals asking each other for money on behalf of a cause they care about, we've been doing that for years. Let me remind you what this used to look like. Paper sponsorship forms. A very clunky process of going around asking your friends to sponsor you, then going back again and trying to collect the money, hoping they have a checkbook ready, otherwise collecting big wads of cash, having to count the money, deal with paying in slips, gift aid declaration forms, etc. Then all of that effort's duplicated again on the part of the charity where they have to go through and code everything to the right fundraiser and the right event, et cetera, et cetera. In short, to use a technical term, this was very clunky. Just Giving dramatically streamlined this process. Now, with the click of just a few clicks of your mouse, a fundraiser anywhere in the world at any time of day can set up a page that is optimized for any device and able to receive donations in 8 different currencies via debit card, credit card, free text donation, PayPal. The gift aid declaration rate is higher and for online fundraising, and the average gifts are higher as well. Just Giving also gives a powerful voice to fundraisers. It allows individuals to set up a page, tell their story, personalize it with pictures and video, and then to share it with the world through seamless integration with social channels. I think everyone in this room will recognize this remarkable storyteller. Here's what he wrote on his Just Giving page in his own words. Hi, my name is Stephen, and I'm pretty much like your average teenager, except that for the last 3 years, I've been battling cancer. Last year, I posted a bucket list online. Number 1 on my list, and by far the most important thing to me, was to raise £10,000 for Teenage Cancer Trust. Personally, I've found that the best way to help yourself is to help others. So please consider helping out. Please consider helping out. It was a very personal, humble request. And I don't think anyone, not least Stephen, nor the Teenage Cancer Trust, could have anticipated the massive public response that that request would generate. At last count, his Just Giving page had raised over £4.9 million through over 180,000 donations via 83 countries around the world, from Andorra to Zimbabwe. At the height of interest in his page, there were 11,000 people visiting at any given minute. And Just Giving voluntarily increased its server capacity during peak periods to ensure that the site was continuously live and available. And those numbers, I think, are a testament to the most innovative aspect of Just Giving, the fact that it was set up as a for-profit, for-good enterprise, where profits are reinvested so that the site is continuously improved for the benefit of the sector as a whole. Virtually none of us as individual charities could ever afford to build a site with the kind of functionality that Just Giving has, let alone keep it running during unanticipated moments of peak activity. And yet, so in a way, you can think of the modest fees that they charge us as a combination between the best lottery ticket you've ever purchased and the most effective and affordable insurance policy ever. None of us could anticipate when we might be the lucky recipient of a massive outpouring of public interest, like No Makeup Selfie or the Ice Bucket Challenge, nor equally when we might be the victim of an arsonist who burns down our premises. Ask yourself, if that happened to your charity, would you be able to accept 4 donations per second, which is how many Just Giving was processing for the Manchester Dogs Home appeal page just this week? Would your systems be able to cope with processing that amount of data without falling over? We are all in the fortunate position that we don't have to answer that question because of the gift that Just Giving has given to our sector. I personally feel very grateful. And so on behalf of my always well-intentioned yet sometimes cynical industry, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the founders of Just Giving, Serene Karras and Anne-Marie Huby, for the gift that they've given to our sector, taking us into the internet age and making us all stronger and more resilient as a result. Thank you.